They say that life has three major events to it. One is when you first get married, that first time that you feel that love and you get married. Two is when you first walk into a Home Depot and you get that big, strong smell that you will remember forever for the rest of your life. And three is when you finally visit Pima College's automotive program and hopefully attend as a student. So howdy there, my name is Skylar Webb. I'm the department head for Pima College Automotive, and I can't be with you today, so I recorded this video to give you a overview of the Pima College Automotive program and tour you through it. So let me go through my quick slides. We'll get you to a tour. I promise I won't eat up too much of your time. I know you guys have been listening to people talk all day, so I'll try to make it fun, interesting, and to the point. So what makes Pima Automotive so great? Good question. I'm very glad I asked it. I kind of break this down into four parts: low cost, flexible schedule, morning, afternoon, and night classes, our 100% hands-on training modules, and our manufacturer-specific training, which covers Ford, Mopar, and Subaru at this time. So let's talk about cost, since everybody cares about money so much. It starts out with each automotive course is 3 credits and will cost approximately $392 plus a $20 lab fee to attend, so basically $412 per class. Total tuition costs, if you want our entry-level certificate program, is about $3,000, so $884. And total tuition, if you want the associate's degree, is around $7,572. Since most of you watching this are fairly young, you're going to be in middle school, kind of going into high school, keep in mind that a lot of this cost is eaten up by grant money, so you're going to have a lot of grants and scholarship money that are going to cover the cost of each one of your semesters of classes, so don't worry. The takeaway is that this is actually fairly inexpensive, and all of this costs less than 1 year at the U of A. So what other expenses are there? So the automotive program has just one required textbook, which typically runs $60 to $150 depending on where you buy it, and if you buy it new versus buying it used. We do not require any web access add-ons nor pre-purchase of tools. Everything you'll need to be in the automotive program is provided to you by us, save for about $10 you got to spend on a pair of safety glasses. You'll need to buy those yourself and bring them with you all the time. Let's talk about the schedule. So our automotive courses are self-paced, and we utilize a hybrid of web-based instruction and hands-on training. We basically operate 14 shifts throughout the week, and we offer all of our 15 automotive courses during each shift. When it comes to scheduling, students work with lab staff to create a class schedule that works around their existing obligations. Attendance is evaluated on a weekly basis, meaning that if a student cannot attend their regularly scheduled class time, they are allowed to attend at any other available shifts to fulfill their attendance requirements. And to give a little more nuance and a little more detail, these are the times the labs are open. So we're open Monday through Thursday, 7:30 in the morning till 9:30 at night across 3 shifts. The big takeaway here is that when you come to Pima Automotive, we offer morning, afternoon, and night classes Monday through Friday. We're also having Saturday classes, especially by the time most of you guys get to the auto lab. So what you're going to find when you come to automotive is that we will work around your schedule. If you work during the day, if you work at night, if you don't work at all, we will find a way to get you into class. We are supremely flexible when it comes to lab time. Next up is talking about the hands-on training. So the automotive program operates out of our 45,000 square foot training center, which I'll tour you through here very quickly, and is virtually all hands-on training with 0 sit-down classroom time. All work is done in the lab via iPads, on training vehicles, and using our equipment. So we have no sit-down classroom time. When you come into the automotive program, you are always in the lab. The program integrates lecture and lab together, so students cover theory in the lab while also working on vehicles at the exact same time. Students are assigned a vehicle and a task, then via their iPads, they watch a lecture and a hands-on tutorial, which they follow along with and perform the same work that we're doing on that vehicle. Yes, there are homework assignments that must be done, and yes, there are written exams that students must take. But all homework and written exams are open book, they can be done at home, and are all multiple choice answers anyways. Students are given 2 chances at everything, so if you fail a homework, a written exam, or a hands-on test, you'll always get a second shot at it. Big question we get all the time is, what do we cover in automotive training? Here's a list of the 15 classes I currently offer inside the lab. All the way from Auto 100 to 142, you don't have to read all of it. Just know that there's a whole lot of classes, and we cover everything from basic maintenance to advanced diagnostics, engine rebuilding, transmission pulling, all that good jazz. Our training is designed to cut out all the fluff and focus on the skills, theories, and competencies that will not only get a student employed, but give a solid foundation to build their specialized skills on. Essentially everything you need to know so that you don't get caught with your pants down in the field and are more than ready to build your career in the automotive repair industry. One of the perks we have in the automotive program is manufacturer-specific training. So in addition to general automotive repair, Pima College offers free factory training with our industry partners Stellantis, Mopar, they used to be called Chrysler, Subaru, and Ford. This optional factory training allows students to specialize with a specific manufacturer, allowing them to become factory certified by those companies directly. Factory certification is needed to work on warranty repairs at a manufacturer's dealership. So obtaining these certificates will make a student a highly desirable technician, making employment very easy to find and often coming with a pay increase as well. Alrighty, with all that out of the way, we're going to do our fancy building tour. I'm going to start by walking into the lobby, showing you the downstairs lab area. Then I'm going to show you the upstairs lounge area where students hang out. So let's get to it. Now, starting out, we're going to go ahead and walk into the lobby. So this is what you will see when you first come into the building. This is open pretty much from 7:30 in the morning till 9:30 at night. We keep our Jeep out here because it looks cool and it looks pretty. When students are ready and they come into the lab opens again at 7:30. We go ahead and unlock, let students in. When you head into the main lobby area here, you can see the whole shop. There it is. There it is, left wall to right wall. The center desk is my little hangout spot for my staff, and our check-in kiosk here at front. All students get issued ID badges to check in. Once they check in, they're going to walk all the way over to these toolboxes over here, my black and blue toolboxes. These are automated toolboxes that students access with their key cards. I had mentioned before about the iPads. This is where students check them out. Scan their ID card, they open it up. Drawers come out, they pull out the iPads and equipment that they need. My high dollar scan tools are in here and all that good jazz. Once they check those out, they close the door. And once the door is closed, it scans for inventory. It lets me see who has what and lets students keep track of where their equipment is at. It also helps me keep track of where the equipment's at. Once students have that, they head out into the shop. They are assigned specific vehicles. As you can see, we have lots and lots of vehicles. So if you get assigned, for example, to the Camaro SS, you would come over here with your iPad, you would set it up right there on the desk, and we have everything from our oil catch cans to our rags, batteries, impacts, and hand tools inside these cabinets. So everything a student needs to work on the station is right there, and they just set up their iPad and go along with the directions of the repair that we have for them. From here, I'm just going to tour you all the way around the shop, let you see what we have. Everything we have here are the basic toolboxes that sometimes we roll out for students that has equipment inside of it. Everything on this side of the shop is going to be flat and on the ground. There's no lifts, so we do electrical repair over here. We do engine drivability and all that good jazz. Everything in the center row is going to have in-ground lifts and exhausts attached to it. So all these vehicles have things like axles pulled out of them, engine repairs done, fluids changed, and all that good jazz. Over here is going to be brakes and our alignments and our automatic drive system diagnosis. We have an engine on a stand here for the engine diagnostic class. It works and it runs. Fire it up. Yeah, there it goes. Look at that baby go. So it runs and students warm it up and they do some diagnosis on it. As we go off to the side here, this is our fully electric car, our Chevy Bolts, which we use for electrical training, and we have an alignment rack, and we have automatic drive system diagnosis. So you see this little sensor right here, that's for the auto drive system. So we show students how to calibrate that little sensor right there at this station, along with the cameras that are inside the glass. If you look into the back row, I have my 2 scroll compressors in the back right there. And then I have my tire machines, tire changer and balancer, tire changer and balancer. So that's where we show you how to patch tires, repair tires, balance tires. Everything over here is going to basically be a brake station. These small cars have their own independent lifts underneath them that just lift them up so we can get the tires off and we can do brake work on them. We also have over here brake cutting stations. We have what's called on-car brake lathes. So we use these when we actually want to cut rotors on the car. So when students need to, they roll them over to the cars. We have trainers here, and then we show students how to do it on cars later. Again, we have toolboxes everywhere. This is the big boy toolbox, or whatever we put inside this bay. And then once you get into this back area right here, this is going to be automatic transmissions class. So in automatic transmissions, we show you how to tear apart at least 6 different automatic transmissions. Here's one of our practice ones. It's already apart. So we show you how to take this apart as a practice model, and then we put it together when we test out. And once we get it together, we go to the other side of the wall, and you can see it right there. That's my transmission dyno. So we have to hook it up to the dyno, and we got to see if the transmission shifts through all the gears properly as part of the test out. So yeah, lots of automatic transmissions in this area. So now we're going to move to the other side of the shop, and again, we have all these vehicles lined up right there. There's a myriad of tasks done on them. I won't even begin to touch on it. But against the back wall here with all these vehicles here, these are going to be engine pulls and transmission pulls. So for the Veloster, we pull manual transmission, engine on the Oldsmobile, transmission on the Camaro, transfer case engine on the pickup, F-150, we're pulling an automatic transmission, and the Ranger, we show you how to get a transfer case out of. So those are all our heavy line stuff. You'll also notice these kind of cutouts. My camera angle is way off. I apologize. But these cutouts in these rooms, I'm going to walk up to them real quick. These are OEM spaces. So when you sign up for any of that Fiat Chrysler, the Mopar, Stellantis, Ford, or Subaru training, these spaces are set aside for factory training when they need to bring a vehicle in and train students. So we have this whole space set aside with its own lifts, tables, wash basins. We have exhausts and lights in the ceiling, and the door comes down and locks as needed. So when you do OEM training, sometimes we put you in this room with the OEM trainer with a specific vehicle so that you can train inside that area. Again, we're just going to traipse all the way over to my corral. Lots of vehicles here. The Subarus are all donated by Subaru of America since we are partners with them. So they gave us all these fancy, shiny vehicles. Those are 2020s and the Imprezas of 2013. You'll have more boxes in the corner. Again, apologies for my terrible camera work. I'm ashamed of myself. We have the gray and orange boxes, more automated toolboxes for students. And over here, as I walk into it, is going to be my corral. So this is where I'm going to have more of my oil catch cans as needed, coolant, gear oil, ATF. You see that they're all marked. And inside here, you can see to the left side, I have my HVAC machines. There's 2 here, there's 2 here, there's 2 more. So I have 6 of them, an extra flush machine, and my battery tester. That's my backup for the electrical class. As we go into the center row for the last leg of this little tour, everything to the left side, these are going to be small engines. Everything to the right side are big boy engines. So small engines class, we show you how to reassemble an entire Honda single overhead cam, single piston engine, put gaskets, oil, and gas so that we can make it run. Got to rip it, got to make it run for your test out. And everything on this side is going to be engines. So we have our 2.0 Subaru turbo motor. This is our 300 horsepower 4-cylinder. We show you how to split the case and get it apart. This is going to be our Mustang 5.0, the Coyote motor. We show you how to get the timing chains off, how to do valve adjustments on it, and get the variable valve timing set correctly. This is going to be our Sentra SER 2.0 engine. We use this to measure out cylinder bores. We show you how to measure the cylinder heads and the crankshaft. Again, the tools we need and supply to you inside the toolboxes at all times. Next up is going to be the Fiat 1.4 turbo motor. This is what comes out of the Fiat Spider Turbo. We show you how to disassemble the entire engine. Timing belt comes off, cylinder heads, girdle, caps, camshaft, crankshaft, pistons, all of it. Again, tools are supplied. And last up is our LS3. This is going to be our valve train engine. This is the same engine in the Corvette and in our black Camaro SS right there. So this is our fancy 400 horsepower beast. We show you how to take all that valve train apart, get the cams in and out, and do the repairs that are needed. The center row that comes up here, everything to the right is going to be differentials and transfer cases. Everything to the left is going to be manual transmissions. So we have Honda 6-speed. We're going to have a Tremec T5. We're going to show you how to get rear-wheel drive transmissions, manuals apart and together, and all that good jazz. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch to a better camera with better camera angles and not look like such an amateur, and I'm going to show you the upstairs of our fancy building. So I can get upstairs either through the elevator or the stairs, as one would guess. And upstairs is going to be the hangout spot for students, is going to be our conference area, and is going to be our extra classrooms that we sometimes use as needed when we do junction classes or conjoin classes with other programs. So when you get to the top of the stairs, all you're going to have is basically a sink and some trash cans. There's going to be 2 bathrooms here and a water fountain, pretty bog standard kind of stuff. But once you go into the actual atrium area upstairs, you'll be able to look out across the entire shop. So students can hang out here, charge their phones, eat spicy chips, all that good jazz. So you can see out the entire lab. I have some students in the lab working right now, which you'll be able to see when we step into the conference room. Conference room is, of course, where the bigwigs hold any of their conferences. Sometimes we hold small advisory committees in here. Oftentimes we rent, or I should say lease, this space out free of charge to other groups in the area so that they can have meetings inside this room. So when you're working in the lab, you'll often see groups of people in this room, which is great because they can look out and they can see you working in the lab as well. Again, I have a class running right now. now, so you can see students, you can see staff walking around, having a good time, getting their work done. It's a pretty lively place, and it's very enjoyable to be at. So as we walk out of the conference room again, this is the hangout area. You can see out through the whole shop. It's a very pretty view. It's very accommodating. I kind of like hanging out here myself, which is great because my office is up here. Next, I'll show you one of our classroom spaces. Again, we don't formally use classroom spaces, but we do have tutors and we do run study groups. And when we do, this is where they come, they hang out. Students can also come in here in between classes if they need to sit, study, and they want a quiet space. This is usually what these classrooms are used for. We also have on the walls of every single room in this building one of these. It's a sanitization device that grinds up hydrogen peroxide dust. It shoots out when there's no one in the room, lands on the tables, and then evaporates and sanitizes. So every room automatically sanitizes. So we're COVID-19 ready. Everything's perfectly fine in that regard. Everything to the left is going to be offices. Everything to the right is going to be 2 more classrooms. So if we turn left, would you look at that? It's Skylar Webb's office. That's me. That's me. I'm so cool. I love it. Anyone else is going to be Roman Korea, one of my other faculty instructors. That's an empty one. I don't have a faculty for it yet. And this will be Gil's office. Hopefully Gil is there in the live stream with you guys to answer questions when this is all done. Fingers crossed. And if you want to see the inside of my office, because why not, you can come inside, take a look. It's really very pretty. And would you look at that? It's my editing software that I'm editing right now for the video you're watching. How meta is that, guys? Now that we've run the tour and you've seen my really fancy, beautiful shop, it's so cool, isn't it, man? Even I still think it's pretty slick. We're going to go over some of the frequently asked questions of the program and then round this out. It should only be a few minutes. Major question, can I take automotive classes even if I do not want a career in this field? Absolutely. The automotive program has no entry requirements other than registering for a class and paying your tuition. We strive to cater to interested students of all types, whether you're a veteran technician looking to upskill or fresh out of high school and looking for a direction, and anyone in between. Is there a separate application for the automotive program? So the general automotive program has no additional application, though future programs may require special consideration. How long will it take to complete the degree or certificate program? Pima offers 2 formal graduation paths at the automotive program, a certificate path and an associate's degree path. The certificate path takes most students 1 year of full-time study to complete, while the associate's generally takes 2 years of full-time study. How much does an automotive technician make? So the average hourly pay for an automotive technician is $20 to $25 an hour when you have 1 to 4 years of experience, typically closer to the 3 or 4 year experience marks. With 5 to 10 years of experience, your average master technician is making $25 to $35 an hour. Here's the catch though. Almost all automotive technicians operate on what we call a flat rate system. This means that you get paid by the job, not by the physical number of hours that you're on shift. So every job that comes into the shop has a set of labor times to complete called book time, and you get paid based on that rate. The harder the task, such as rebuilding an engine, the more book time it takes to do that repair. For example, a vehicle comes in needing 4 new tires, and the book time says it will take an entry-level technician 1 hour to accomplish this task. If you get all 4 tires installed in 30 minutes, then you get paid for 1 hour of work. If it takes you 90 minutes to get all 4 tires on, then you get paid for 1 hour of work. With the flat rate system, the faster you get your work done, the more money you make. The system allows a fast, accurate technician to clock in up to 12 to 16 hours of book time a day, even if you're only working in the shop physically for 8 hours. So if a technician is making $20 an hour, is on site for 40 hours a week, but is turning in 60 hours of book time, their salary at the end of the year is closer to $62,000. This puts a master technician making $30 an hour close to a yearly salary of over $100,000 plus, since a master technician gets both a high hourly pay rate and they can turn out 60, 80 hours of book time in a 40-hour work week. Always keep in mind that the work is hard and it takes a long time to become competent enough to turn in over 40 hours of book time a week, but it's something most talented technicians do on a regular basis. It is why the pay may appear lower in the automotive field compared to other skilled trades until you take into account that we get paid on flat rate. And last but not least of our commonly asked questions is, do you offer diesel training or body paint repair? So we do not currently offer either heavy-duty diesels, stuff like semi-trucks, tractors, etc., nor do we offer any paint or body repair training. We do, however, have one class that teaches light-duty diesel, Auto 124, but we otherwise do not cover any repair or design of large diesel vehicles, nor do we do body and paint repair. Those are completely separate programs that are going to require separate buildings, and hopefully within the next 5 years, Pima will expand and most likely offer a diesel training program and or body paint repair, but right now, we do not have it. And there you go. Thanks for sitting through our 20-minute presentation of the Pima College Automotive program. If you want more information about the program itself, you can always visit us at pima.edu/automotive, or you can contact me, Skylar Webb, directly at srwebb, that's 2 B's, at pima.edu, and I will gladly answer any of your questions as quickly as possible. So for right now, hopefully some representative is there. They will be able to answer your questions in real time. So ask them questions, hassle them, make them, feel like it's a totally hostile environment and they regret their choice in life to be a teacher. You should do that. You should totally hassle that person. But seriously, if you have any questions, let us know and we'll get back to you.